This is the thing that keeps me up at night, is that this happens all the time.
You're not just climbing trees, you're climbing destiny.
What is going on, and welcome back to another episode of the Branching Out Podcast. I'm your host, Justin Rademacher, and on this podcast, we help tree service businesses grow, point blank, period, full stop. So we talk about a lot of things like marketing, we talk about how to scale, we talk about mindset, a lot of these different topics that we cover on this podcast. But today, we're going to talk about something that almost killed at least two businesses that I personally know in the last 18 months. And honestly, it scares the hell out of me how many tree service owners are one algorithm change away from going bankrupt. So we're going to dive into digital marketing diversification. I know that sounds boring, but stick with me because this might be the most important 25 minutes that you'll spend this month. Let me tell you about Derek. Now, Derek's not his real name, but we're going to go ahead and call him Derek for the purposes of this podcast. But Derek runs a tree service outside of Charlotte. He's a good operator, smart guy. He's got 2 crews, does about $1.2 million a year, and every single lead comes from Facebook ads. He'd spent, I think it was something like 3 years dialing in his Facebook campaigns. He had it down to a science, right? He knew exactly what he needed to do to get the ads to work on Facebook. I think he was spending about $4,000 to $5,000 a month, if I'm not mistaken, using high level, sending out automatic text messages and things like that to help qualify the leads. But he was getting like 80 leads per month. He had his crews booked out. Life was good. Everything was working fine. Then on a Tuesday in March, he woke up to an email from Facebook that says your ad account has been disabled for violating community standards. No warning, no heads up, no appeal, just it was gone. Derek, we talked, I think, on Wednesday that week, and by Friday, his phone had just completely stopped ringing. So by the following Tuesday, he was watching his crew stand around. They had nothing to do. 3 weeks later, he had to lay off part of his newest crew. The worst part is that he didn't even know what he supposedly violated. Facebook's robot just said no, and that was it. That was the end of it. So Derek is fortunate. His business did not die. He eventually got things back on track, but it took him a few months to rebuild his lead flow through other channels. We're talking about 3 months worth of bleeding cash, losing good people, and probably honestly questioning whether he even wanted to stay in business. And this is the thing that keeps me up at night, is that this happens all the time. So let's break down why this happens and how to make sure that it never happens to you. Here's what most tree service business owners do. They find one marketing channel that works and they go all in, which makes sense. Why would you fix what isn't broken? But that marketing channel, and we're talking about Facebook ads, but think about your own business. Have you done direct mailers and just went all in on direct mail? Have you done door knocking and gone all in on door knocking? Have you done Google ads and gone all in on Google ads? If those things are working, that's great. Put more money in. And if Google ads are crushing, then go ahead and double down. If you're getting organic traffic coming in from search engine optimization, ride that wave. But what you're doing is you are building your entire business on rented land. You don't own Facebook. You don't own Google. You don't control their algorithms. You don't control the US Postal Service, right? So you're at the mercy of their policies, their platforms, and ultimately their profit motives. And so let me give you some real examples from the last 2 years. In 2021, iOS 14 came out and Apple changed their privacy settings. Overnight, Facebook's tracking got handicapped. Tree services that were spending $5,000 a month and getting predictable results suddenly saw their cost per leads double or triple. Some of my clients went from $40 to $120 per lead in a week just because of that one simple change that Apple made. Then in March 2024, there was the Google Core update. Google changed their algorithm. The tree services that were ranking number 1 organically for tree removal in their city dropped down to page 3. All the things that worked for SEO stopped working when Google did this rollout in March. Organic traffic dropped 60, 70, sometimes 80%, and it took months to recover. And then the Facebook ad account bans. I can't tell you, we deal with this on a regular basis where ad accounts get banned. We have to submit appeals. Credit cards fail, even though there's money on them with Facebook. Facebook's AI, it makes mistakes a lot. I've seen ad accounts banned for showing a bucket truck because the AI thought it was a dangerous machinery. Like I've seen ad accounts banned because someone reported an ad as spam. And good luck getting a human to review it. And then we have local service ads, right? So your Google local service ads. I had a client here locally in Daytona that was crushing on Google local service ads. And then all of a sudden, one day, Google decided that about 2 weeks before his insurance was up for renewal, Google went ahead and shut down his local service ads account. No warning, it just got suspended. So these aren't bugs. This is just how the platform works. We can wave our fair flag around like this isn't fair as much as we want to, but this is the reality of advertising, right? They don't care about your business. They care about their shareholders. It's not their job to care about our business. It's our job to care about our business. So if you're 100% dependent on any one of these channels, you're not running a business. You're basically just gambling. That leads me to the next point, which is what's the solution? You need a marketing portfolio. Just like you wouldn't put your entire retirement in one stock, you can't put your entire lead flow in one channel, right? I like to think of at least 3 to 5 active digital channels. Not 5 channels you could use, but 5 channels that are actively bringing you leads every single month. So let me break that down, what it looks like for a tree service. We'll call it doing between $500,000 and all the way up to $2 million a year. I think this makes sense. For channel 1, Google search ads. This is high intent search traffic. These are people that are going to the search engine and they're searching for things like tree removal near me or emergency tree service, and they need help now. Those leads are going to close at a way higher rate than cold Facebook traffic. The challenge is it is a channel that is a little bit more expensive than Facebook ads. So oftentimes business owners will look at what's the cheapest cost per lead. That's not necessarily the absolute correct approach. Is we want to balance cost per lead along with conversion rates, because if I have a higher quality lead, then my actual customer acquisition cost might be lower on a channel like Google ads, even though the cost per lead is lower on Facebook ads. So it's something to keep in mind that conversion varies wildly by channel. So just because I get a lead and I think I'm the best salesperson ever and I close 80% of my leads, that's going to be contingent on where the leads came from, right? I want 40% on Google, local service, and Google search. The second step is, or the second channel would be your Google business profile. This is your free channel. It's not really free because you have to work it, but when someone searches for tree services, your business profile showing up in the map pack is gold. It's not costing you any money to get that visibility, and it is the second location on the Google search results page. You need to be posting to that weekly, almost like it's a social media account. You need to be getting reviews consistently. A lot of times people think, well, I've got 300 reviews, I'm good. No. The reviews have to continue to come in. You will get surpassed by somebody that has less overall total reviews, and in some cases, a worse rating than you if they're getting reviews on a more consistent basis. And if you think about it, it makes sense. From Google's perspective, they want to show the most relevant, active, trending businesses that are current in today. And so one of the metrics that they use to determine that is how frequently are these guys getting reviews. If on a regular basis, 2 or 3 times a week, you're getting a 5-star or a 4-star review, Google knows that you're active, Google knows that you're doing work, and Google is more likely to recommend you in an organic search results setting. So posting photos of recent jobs, this is not a set it and forget it thing. You don't go in and optimize your business profile once. You have to constantly do it. I would say invest 2 hours per week into this. And this is something that you can offload. Like you can hire somebody and train them how to do this for you. And it could be a very small percentage of a part-time gig. Or if you have an agency like Arborist Marketing Pros, they'll do that type of stuff for you as well. So that doesn't cost you anything unless you pay somebody to do it for you. For most tree services, this should bring in about 20%, 15 to 20% of your overall leads. So the third channel that I would think about is Facebook and Instagram ads. Don't abandon Facebook just because Derek got burned, but don't rely on it exclusively either. These platforms are great for brand awareness. They're great for reaching homeowners who don't know they have a tree problem yet. And they're also great for reaching people that have already been interested in tree removal services, because Facebook, the AI, is very good at that. If there's a dead tree in the backyard that they've been ignoring, your ad can remind them that it's a problem. I like to say that 25% of your total budget should go towards Facebook. And so if you're at $5,000 a month, well, it'd be about $1,250 if you're at $5,000 a month. This is what's critical about Facebook is you have to set up your Facebook pixel for retargeting. Most people who see your ad are not ready to call, but when they are ready, you want your ad following them around until they do. Most of us can identify with, searching something on the internet, going to a website, and then the next day getting hit with an ad for that thing on Facebook. That's all powered by pixels. If you do not install the pixel on your website, it's a little piece of code. If you don't install that pixel on your website, then you don't have that retargeting capability. You can't follow them around the internet, and that will drastically reduce your customer acquisition costs. So I wouldn't even run Facebook ads unless you have a retargeting pixel installed. So that's Facebook. The fourth channel is, I would say, SEO and content marketing. This is a long game. Like, people are always like, oh, SEO takes 3 months and no, it's a long-term game, and there's no guarantee of results. In 2025, SEO is not what it used to be. You're not going to see results in 30 days. But in 6 months, 12 months, it's the channel that does print money while you sleep, right? And so it doesn't cost you anything once it actually takes place. And this is, partially due to the fact of Google, like, trying to figure out who the best tree service provider in your area is. Once you have that reputation with Google, you kind of stay there. But you need a website that ranks. You need blog content that answers the questions that homeowners are actually Googling, like, how much does tree removal cost? Is this tree dangerous? Do I need a permit to remove this tree? And I would sort of budget. Now, technically, you're not paying for SEO. You're not paying for the visibility, but there is some man hours that has to go into this every single month to make sure that you are providing valuable content. So I would budget at least $1,000 a month for content creation, technical SEO, for link building, right? And that takes time. But the beautiful thing about SEO is that Google can't ban your website. Once you rank, you rank. That traffic is yours. And then the fifth channel that I would consider would be email marketing. And this is one in our industry, in the tree service industry, that is just underused. Like, hardly any businesses are doing this. But this is your owned channel. Like, nobody can take your email list away from you. You actually control and own this. Every customer who books a job should go on your email list. You can be as fancy with this as you want to. There's platforms like MailChimp. There's platforms like Go High Level. You can do all sorts of things here. But at the minimum, just keep a Google spreadsheet, right? Or a Microsoft Excel sheet of your customer list. Every customer that books a job goes on that list. Every estimate, every quote, every interaction, you capture that email. And then this is where most businesses will go wrong. You have to nurture the list. So you don't just send out, hey, hire me. Hey, it's hurricane season, we want, or it's storm season, or it's fall, whatever, like winter, we want fire, whatever it is that you're trying to send out. Don't just ask for transactions. You actually have to provide value to your audience. What that's going to do is it's going to increase your open rate. You're going to stay top of mind, and you're less likely to get spammed as you're less likely to get flagged as spam. So your emails will actually get delivered when you try to send them. If you have, for example, like 800 customers and you send one email a month, just one, you might be able to get $2,000 to $3,000 a month in booked work every single month, like clockwork. And I would say budget for this is $100 to $300 a month, depending on how fancy you want to get with your email automations, because you can have these things be sent out automatically for you. We are living in the age of AI. There's plenty of tools out there that you can use to actually write the email for you. So depending on how much you want to invest in that, and how fancy you want to get, that will kind of depend on how much you'll spend there. But I would say $100 to $300 is super safe. Now, I know what you're thinking. Justin, this sounds like a lot of work. I'm already running crews, doing estimates, dealing with insurance. I don't have time to manage 5 marketing channels. And I would say you're right. You don't have time to do that. And that's why you either hire someone in-house or you partner with an agency that actually understands tree services, not some generic marketing agency that treats you like a plumber. You need somebody that knows the difference between a bucket and a crane, who understands your margins, who knows how to market storm work versus maintenance contracts. But here's the thing, is that you can't afford to not do this anymore, especially if you're wanting to grow. All right, let's do some quick math. Everybody loves a good math problem, right? Okay, let's say that you're doing $1 million a year. And your average job is, you got a really good sales team. We're going to say that your average job is 2,500. That means that you're going to need 400 jobs per year to hit that number. That's about 30, that's about 33 jobs per month. If Facebook is your only ad channel and it goes down for even 2 weeks, you're going to lose 16 to 17 jobs. That's $40,000 to $42,000 in revenue that's just gone, right? The question that I have is, can your business survive that, right? Can you survive losing $40,000 in revenue over a period of 2 weeks? Maybe, but can it survive this happening twice in a year? Probably not. So now let's say you've got 5 channels that are running. Facebook goes down. Okay, that's shitty, but Google's still running. Your SEO traffic is still coming in. Your email campaigns just went out and booked 3 jobs. Your Google business profile is still getting reviews. So instead of losing 16 jobs, maybe you lose 4. So that's 10,000 instead of that 40,000 that we talked about earlier. It still hurts, it still sucks, but it doesn't kill you. And that's the difference between a marketing system and a marketing gamble, is you're diversified, right? Now let's make this practical. You might be listening to this and you're probably all in on 1 or maybe 2 channels. So what do? Here's your 90-day plan. In month 1, we're going to call it your audit and your foundation. So week 1, figure out where your leads are actually coming from. Not where you think the leads are coming from, but get call tracking set up if you don't have it already. Look at your CRM if you're using House Call Pro or Jobber or any one of these platforms, single ops that are out there. Look at your CRM and break down the numbers. So we have to understand what's actually working and where the leads are coming from. In week 2, let's optimize what's already working. So if you have Facebook ads, but you realize that your customer acquisition cost is high because your conversion sucks, let's fix the conversion on the Facebook ads. Maybe we need to make it more difficult for somebody to submit a form on a lead form on Facebook. Maybe we need to fix our landing page on our website. Figure out what we can do to optimize the channels that you're already running. If Facebook is running, make sure that you have a retargeting pixel set up. In week 3, we're going to pick 2 new channels to test. If you're only on Facebook, maybe try adding in Google search ads. If you're only doing paid ads, start building your email list. In week 4, we're going to set up those baseline metrics. So what is your cost per lead on each channel? What is your close rate? What's your customer acquisition cost? And what's your lifetime value? That's going to give you your LTV to CAC, your lifetime value compared to your customer acquisition cost per channel. That'll tell you basically what your ROI is, right? How much money are you making for every dollar that you spend? You can't improve what you don't measure. And so if you're not measuring and you're not tracking, then this entire conversation is pointless. Now that's month 1. Now in month 2, what you're going to do is you're going to launch and test. So launch your 2 new channels with small test budgets. Don't go all in. It has to be enough to actually get some sort of results, but take $500 and throw it on Google Ads. Launch 1 piece of SEO content per week. Send your first email campaign to some past customers. The goal is you're not trying to replace your main channel. You're trying to prove to yourself that these new channels can work. So what I like to think is that whenever we start something new, we're going to suck at it, right? Like if I just I can't pick up a basketball and expect to be LeBron James, right? Like you're not going to start running Facebook ads and compete with my agency that's all we do, right? Like it's just not realistic. And so you have to put some reps in to get better at it. So the best part about this, the best news is that when you first start, that's as bad as it's going to be. because you're going to continuously get better. Your ad copy, the words that you're saying in your offer are going to get better over time. The more reps that you put in, which is going to lower your lead cost, which is going to improve your LTV to CAC. Like all those things are going to continuously happen if we invest the time and the energy into them. And then in month 3, we're going to scale what works. So after you've run those campaigns for a month, whether it's email or even if it's door knockers or something like that you just tried out, look at your numbers, which channels are performing, and then double down on those. And then you kill or pause the ones that aren't. I am a fan of just continuously adding and not killing, but obviously it depends on your cash flow availability. If you're cash flow constrained and you don't have the money to run campaigns that aren't profitable, then kill them. But at the same time, I'm a huge fan of diversifying and spending money, because even though I don't get it back today, right? Like this is where a lot of founders go wrong, is they think I spent $500 on Google ads and I didn't get anything out of it. The answer is you didn't get anything out of it yet, right? Because I might spend $500 on Google ads and then figure out that, oh, I need to install a conversion tracking mechanism, right? And that's why I didn't get any conversions. And then, oh, I might spend another $500 the next month. Now I'm $1,000 in. I haven't generated any business, but now I know that, maybe I need to use dynamic keyword insertion on my ad copy, or I learned something new about my targeting strategy. And then all of a sudden, 3 months in, I'm $1,500 in and it starts working. And as soon as I generate 2 jobs, I've already gotten 100% ROI, right? And so it's not a month over month thing. We like to think about it like that. And we like to think about it in terms of first $500, but it is absolutely cumulative, because the AI will get better. It'll figure out who I should be targeting, what keywords I should be searching for. But then B, and most importantly, and the thing that we always forget about, is that I will get better. I will get better at running the campaigns. I will get better at the relationship with the agency that's running the campaigns and communicating with them on what's working and what's not. Whoever is doing that, I will improve, right? And sometimes that costs a little bit of money. So when you have those channels that you've identified, hey, this can work, let's start shifting some budget away from that one channel that you're doing right now. Like let's maybe reallocate some of that money. That way you can diversify and get yourself on a level playing field. That's progress. And by the end of 90 days, you should have at least 3 channels that are actively bringing in leads. And by month 6, you should have, I think 5 is a good goal to have. So here's the deal, is that hard work is undefeated. You built your tree service by showing up, doing good work, and taking care of customers. But you cannot climb your way out of a marketing problem, right? Like this is not something that, I just need to work harder on my one ad channel. We have to think smarter. The tree service business owners that are going to win over the next 5 years are the ones that are building systems that can't be killed by one platform's bad day, right? Or they're also the ones that are going to be leveraging new technology as it comes out. Diversification isn't sexy. It's not a growth hack. It's not some secret loophole, but it's the difference between phones ringing and trucks rolling versus watching your crew stand around because Facebook changed their mind about your ad account. You don't always just need more leads, but you need the right leads coming in from the right channels, and you need a system that keeps them coming no matter what happens. Now, if you're ready to build a marketing system that actually works, head over to arboristmarketingpros.com and book a strategy session with us. I'll audit your current marketing, find the gaps, and build you a plan that helps keep your crews booked out. And if you got some value from this episode, please leave a review. This thing is on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, all different places. It helps other tree service business owners find the show. For now, I'm Justin Rademacher. Keep growing, keep grinding, and I'll see you on the next one.